Welcome back to the deep dive. You know the drill. You give us the sources, we dig deep, and pull out the key stuff.
Yep, we do the heavy lifting so you get the insights without wading through it all.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we're looking at something probably everyone feels losing time to busy work, especially when you're trying to find information.
Specifically, we're zoning in on telecom support teams based on our source material and how tech, well, AI really, is supposed to help.
Right. We've got excerpts here from an article, Reclaiming 10 Hours with Tech Norm AI.
Sounds promising.
Doesn't to one. So our mission today, unpack what's making life difficult for these support folks, understand how this AI thing, Norm AI, claims to fix it, and crucially, look at the proof, the actual results they say they got.
Let's get into it. So the article really paints a picture of the daily struggle for these telecom reps.
Yeah, it sounds familiar somehow, even if you're not in telecom.
Totally. The basic issue is that the knowledge they need, the critical info for helping a customer, it's just everywhere but where they need it at that moment.
Scattered.
Exactly. Agents are apparently flipping between different systems, digging around. The article mentions things like Confluence pages, SharePoint sites, dense PDF manuals.
Oh, and the best one, tribal teams threads.
Right. You know that vital tidbit someone shared in a chat like 3 months ago? Good luck finding that again under pressure.
It's impossible. And they give real examples of the pain this causes, like needing a simple command. I think they mentioned a GP on reset and burning minutes just hunting for it.
Or the classic scenario, a new agent keeps bugging a senior tech for basic stuff like, hey, what's the VLAN tag for IPTV? So now you've got the rookie off task and you've pulled a senior person away from maybe a more complex problem. 2 people stuck on one simple question.
And wasted time with misrouted calls, too. Billing questions landing in the tech queue because the first agent couldn't quickly find who actually handles that specific issue.
And it's a moving target, right? Firmware updates might drop via email, making the official KB article instantly out of date. It's just asking for confusion.
It really is.
Yeah.
And what jumps out from the source is how they stress that these little delays, a minute looking here, 2 minutes there, they don't just add up, they snowball.
Yeah, they actually put a number on it. The article claims this inefficiency costs more than 10 hours per agent per week.
Wow. 10 hours just lost to finding information.
Imagine getting that time back. Time for actual support or training or even just, breathing between calls.
10 hours. Okay, that definitely frames the problem. So if that's the mess, how does this Tech Norm AI solution they talk about propose to clean it up?
Right. So the article shifts gears and introduces this AI, Tech Norm AI.
And they call it a living knowledge brain, which is quite a description.
It suggests it's dynamic, not static, right? The source says they focused on this particular AI because it was apparently built specifically to solve this exact problem, knowledge being all over the place.
Okay, so what can it actually do? What features did the article highlight?
Well, first off, it's apparently designed to handle pretty much any document format. PDFs, Word docs, even ticket logs or web pages. It just ingests it all.
So it doesn't matter where the info currently lives.
Seems not. And it's not just pulling it together. It intelligently tags little pieces of information within those documents. Byproduct, maybe firmware version, customer type, things like that.
That sounds smart. And how does the agent interact with it?
They ask a question in natural language, just type it in, and it gives back a human-readable answer, not just a bunch of links.
Okay.
And this seems key. It delivers that answer right inside the agent's main screen, their CRM usually. So no switching windows.
No alt-tabbing back and forth. That alone sounds like a time saver.
Definitely. Plus, it shows citations, tells you where it got the answer from, which builds trust. And like a lot of AI, it learns, gets better with more content and user feedback.
So the idea is to create a shortcut.
Pretty much. The article calls it a direct path. Ask the question, read the answer right there, help the customer, move on. No more scavenger hunts. That's supposedly where those 10 hours come from.
Makes sense. Eliminate the searching, eliminate the app switching, and the minutes start adding up. Okay, so the article then talks about proving this right. Yeah. Because features are nice, but results are what matter, especially to, the people holding the purse strings.
Exactly. CFOs want to see reduced overtime, better customer satisfaction scores, that kind of thing. The article mentions some on the whiteboard results.
Like what? Give me specifics.
Okay, so they claimed 2 minutes shaved off every high-speed internet ticket.
2 minutes every time. How?
Because things like modem reboot steps just instantly appear. No need for the agent to find the manual or click through multiple screens.
Got it. What else?
Half a minute saved per call. just by stopping billing reps from sending calls to the wrong place because the AI gives them the right escalation path immediately.
Okay, 2 minutes here, 30 seconds there. Multiply that by hundreds of calls a day.
It adds up fast. They even mention canceling entire weekend documentation update sessions.
Weekend work. Ouch.
Yeah, because agents could apparently push quick fixes or new info into the knowledge base through the AI with just a click. No waiting for the formal update cycle.
So it's these little measurable time savings tracked carefully that build up to that big 10-hour claim. And that leads to, shorter queues, happier agents, lower costs.
That's the connection they make, yes.
Okay, problem, solution, impact. Did the article touch on actually setting this thing up? Like, what's involved?
It gave a quick overview, seemed to start with onboarding and a demo phase. AdrenTech helps tune a test environment, a sandbox.
Then you got to get all that scattered knowledge in there.
Yep. They mentioned a few ways. AdrenTech doing bulk uploads of existing files, maybe scraping content from current knowledge bases, or even integrating directly, layering the AI on top of what's already there.
So different options depending on where your stuff is.
Seems like it. Then there's an optimization step using a built-in CMS, basically, to organize, tag things for review, push updates live easily.
And then you start using the search.
Right. And the article noted the answers get sharper, more accurate the more content you feed it. Almost telepathic was the word used compared to the start.
Sounds like a process, but maybe manageable. They mentioned AdrenTech's team helping out too.
Yeah, they highlighted that support during the setup.
Okay, let's zoom back in on those 10 hours. The big number is impressive, but how exactly does that time reappear in an agent's day, according to the source? What changes in their workflow?
They broke it down. A huge one was just the raw search to answer time. They claimed it went from an average of, wait for it, 2 minutes and 45 seconds down to just 30 seconds.
Whoa, from nearly 3 minutes to 30 seconds per search.
That's what they claimed. And think how many times an agent searches per shift.
That alone would account for a massive chunk of time.
Absolutely. They also pointed to features like suggested replies, cutting down on typing, and wrap-up time. So agents finish calls faster, ready for the next one quicker.
And what about the rookies bothering the seniors?
That apparently decreased significantly. New agents could ask the AI first, becoming more self-sufficient, self-serve rookies, they called it. This frees up the senior folks for the really tricky stuff.
Makes sense. Any other areas?
Yeah, eliminating that end-of-shift chore of writing up notes about new fixes or workarounds. If the fix goes into the AI knowledge base live during the call, there's no need to document it separately later.
Double work eliminated.
Nice. And better routing. Using AI-generated labels or info to cut down on transfers between departments, ping pong between billing and tech support. Get the customer to the right person the first time.
So it sounds like they were pretty meticulous about tracking these small wins, using stopwatches even, to really validate where that 10 hours was coming from across the daily grind.
Yeah, the article emphasized that validation piece. It wasn't just a guess.
It really drives home how fixing those small, constant friction points can lead to big gains.
Okay, so why the focus on telecom specifically? What makes them feel this pain first, according to the source?
Well, they basically describe telecom support as chaos on fast forward.
Sounds about right.
It's just constant change, isn't it? New firmware rolling out, new modem models, different promotional offers all the time, network outages. The information landscape shifts daily, almost hourly.
So knowledge gets stale incredibly fast. The right answer yesterday might be the wrong answer today.
Precisely. And the AI capabilities mentioned, like understanding technical jargon, version numbers, acronyms like DIOCSIS, and still giving a clear answer. That's apparently a huge advantage in that specific environment.
Can you give an example from the article?
Sure. They mentioned a scenario where a relatively new agent could troubleshoot a common issue, like a blinking LOS light on a modem loss of signal, just by asking the AI.
Okay.
And potentially solving it right then without having to escalate or page a field tech to go out, which is obviously expensive and time-consuming, right? Avoiding a truck roll. That's a big deal in telecom.
Huge. Or a billing agent being able to clearly explain prorated charges because the AI feeds them the correct calculation and explanation right now.
Yeah, complex billing questions are common.
Or even someone in retention using the AI to instantly pull up the absolute latest device compatibility lists when trying to upsell or keep a customer, knowing the info is accurate.
So these aren't just abstract benefits. They translate into fewer transfers, quicker resolutions for customers, which means happier customers.
And shorter hold times. Exactly. It connects back to those tangible outcomes.
So, wrapping this up, the picture the source paints is a shift from this really frustrating multi-window scavenger hunt for information
From clicking between 12 tabs, yeah.
to a much simpler ask, answer, done workflow.
That's the core transformation described. And the main takeaway from digging into this source seems to be that tackling those seemingly small, everyday annoyances around finding information can actually unlock really significant time savings. It's not just fluff.
And you can easily see how that applies way beyond just telecom support, can't you? I mean,
Yep.
anyone wrestling with information stored in a dozen different places feels that pain. Getting the right info right when you need it. That's becoming critical everywhere.
It really is. And it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? If a team, any team, could genuinely claw back 10 hours per person each week just by fixing how they access knowledge, what does that really enable?
Yeah, beyond just efficiency.
Right. What could those people do with that reclaimed time? Does it change the nature of the job? Does it let them build better relationships with customers or focus on more complex, valuable work? It's interesting to consider the ripple effects.
Definitely food for thought. A lot to unpack from that source material.